few weeks ago, I had lunch with an old friend who was brought up in a Muslim family, but these days is a follower of Jesus Christ. I asked him, what persuaded you to become a follower of Jesus Christ many years ago? He said, well, when I was a student, I went to a party by a riverside where people were offering strawberries and cream and just chatting. I went there just for a good time. But an older man came up to me. He was the leader of an Anglican church, and he asked me what my religious affiliation was. I told him that I was from a Muslim family going back many years. And he said to me, well, have you ever considered the claims of Jesus Christ? He said, no. He said, are you interested? I said, not really. He said, well, I suggest that you ask two key questions about the person of Jesus, because he was a central figure in the history of the human race. So I said, well, what are the two questions? He said, the first question you need to ask is, was Jesus really God incarnate, God come in human form, which is clearly what he claimed in the New Testament through offering forgiveness of sins, through saying that he was the source of truth, through also saying that he was the unique way to God and life with meaning and purpose. He said, answer that question. Did Jesus claim to be God, and does the evidence back it up? Secondly, he said, ask the question, did Jesus Christ really rise from the dead? Because if he did rise from the dead, it's the greatest event in the history of humankind. If he didn't rise from the dead, it's the greatest hoax in the history of humankind. So he said, you need to answer those two questions. And then we left it at that. I didn't see him again. I went away. But he said, I couldn't get those two questions out of my mind. I hadn't been thinking about it at all for the first 20 years of my life. But as I lay awake at night grappling with those two questions, I couldn't find an alternative answer. I came to the settled conviction that not only did he claim to be God come in human form, but he was, and that he rose from the dead. And so he said, several weeks later, I caved in and decided to repent of my sins and place my faith and trust in the person of Jesus. That was 40 years ago, and I don't regret doing it for 1 minute.